what you're thinking. Rudolph, easy. Shut your fucking mouth, mate. Wow. From sugar to it. Conor McGregor has been found guilty of grape. Yeah, you heard it. Grape. A woman says that Conor McGregor raped her, and he had a civil trial which just concluded, and they awarded money to the woman who has accused him of this. In this video, I'm gonna break down everything. I know what you're thinking. Who the be there? Right? I'm gonna break it down. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. So Conor McGregor must pay $250,000 to a woman who says that Conor McGregor raped her in the past, a couple years ago, right? So a woman who claimed mixed martial artist Conor McGregor brutally raped and battered her in Dublin in a hotel penthouse. She was awarded 250,000 euros on Friday by a civil court jury in Ireland. Nikita Hand said December 9th, 2018, there was an SA after a night of partying, which left her bruised and suffering from PTSD, basically. So she took it to court, and here we are. McGregor testified that he never forced the woman to do anything against her will and said she fabricated the allegations after the two had consensual. His lawyer had called her a gold digger. The fighter, once the face of the UFC, but now past his prime, shook his head as the jury of 8 women and 4 men found him liable to the SA after deliberating about 6 hours in the High Court of Dublin. He was later mobbed by cameras as he left court, but did not comment. He later said on social media, Twitter, that he would appeal the verdict and the modest award. The woman's voice cracked and her hands trembled as she read a statement outside of the courthouse saying she would never forget what happened to her, but would now be able to move on with her life. She thanked her family, partner, friends, jurors, the judge, and all the supporters who had reached out to her online, particularly her daughter. Quote, she has given me so much strength and courage over the last 6 years throughout this nightmare to keep on pushing forward for justice. I want to show her and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself if something happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served. Wow. Her lawyers told that jurors that McGregor was angry about a fight he had lost in Las Vegas 2 months earlier, and he took it out on the client. He's not a man. He's a coward. That's what her attorney said in his closing speech. A devious coward, and you should treat him for what he is. So that's where we're at. This is obviously bad. It's obviously going to be a blemish on Conor McGregor. You know, it's just a stain. It's a scarlet letter you kind of have to deal with and live with. Now, I'm telling you straight up, as a man, there's a lot of like incel dudes in this new society that we live in. A lot of beta males that really don't know how to get women, and they do all this weird stuff when they're rejected and whatnot. So I see a lot of victim blaming and a lot of people who are just making jokes and stuff, and it's just, I don't know who raised some of y'all, right? It's crazy. And I had to talk about it because Conor McGregor, he's an Irish lad, and he's going through this, and you have like these misogynistic dudes who are like trying to make like jokes and make this like lighthearted. This is an L for Conor McGregor, right? You have Jake Paul and Khabib Nurmagomedov who are like frying him on social media. He has to pay out money. You look at pictures of Conor McGregor's wife, Dee. She looks absolutely mortified because, I mean, imagine going to court and then hearing, the complaint against your husband who you have kids with and stuff like that. This is just, it's an L. It's a bad time. It's a bad time for sure. The other thing is Conor McGregor's been MIA. He was injured, lost his last fight against Dustin Poirier. And, you know, he did a Roadhouse movie. I watched it. It wasn't that great to me. You know, it was nothing like the first one with Patrick Swayze. Rest in peace to Pat Swayze. And then now you got court cases. And this is not the first time that he's had these run-ins with the law. And it appears that Conor McGregor may feel that he's above the law because he has money and power. And that's the thing. You can't give certain people money. They don't know how to act. You know, Conor McGregor, he attacked the bus, glass got in people's eye, messed up their fight, you know, doing all this random stuff. He has all these accusations and slapping phones out of people's hand. Now this chick is saying he did this. And listen, I don't know. I wasn't there and I wasn't even present in the court, but this is an L. And I got to talk about this because guess what? Old media, when it's a non-black fighter, they almost act like news didn't even break. This is a high profile athlete we're talking about, and you get very minimal coverage from people, and I'm talking about primarily in MMA or in boxing that cover combat sports. They don't even want to talk about it. What if this was Gervonta Davis? What if this was Floyd Mayweather? You would hear about this nonstop. Remember when Gervonta Davis had an incident that involved a hit and run? Everybody was tapped in and everybody was like casting judgment and saying Tank needs this and he's not a good firm champion. When Floyd Mayweather went with his court case for alleged DV, everybody had an opinion on it. But Conor McGregor frequently finds himself in these doldrums and has all these trials and tribulations legally, and people are making jokes. Oh, the double champ does what he wants. Ha 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 ha. She's lying. Like, you know what I mean? It's insane if you really think about it. And the lack of coverage is also crazy. Like I said, when it's a non-black fighter or athlete, people want to just brush it under the rug and act like it's not. That's why you come to Box the Ego, because I don't care who you are, what shape, form, color, creed, age, gender. I'm going to give you the news and I'm going to tell you what you need to know. You know, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And that's what it is. So Conor McGregor, age 36, he definitely got to get his stuff in order. He has a beautiful family. He has a wife. Again, imagine being the wife. The wife got to go through it. And I've seen some people like, oh, I feel bad for the wife. But at the end of the day, it's also a personal choice. Conor McGregor has bread. He has a lot of money. And there's been these rumors that Conor McGregor has had these like flings and mistresses and allegations of this and cheating and things like that. So some people don't want to leave their cushion position despite, and I'm not saying, and I don't want to get too much into people's personal relationship, but all I know is like the comfortability of life of being with somebody who's a multimillionaire and then somebody that you grew up with and came up with and seeing the person they become, that could be a hard situation to deal with. And some people ultimately they'll stick around, like knowing the infidelity, knowing, because he had to testify and he's testifying that it's consensual, but then he has a wife. So your wife knows that you stepped out on her, basically, I'm also seeing there were some people who were talking about this civil SA case and they were like, oh man, she only $255,000. Like, why are y'all pocket watching? This ain't your money. And I don't really think, like, I'm not a woman, so I can never tell you what it feels like to be a woman. I'm a man, but at the end of the day, I will say this is there's other things in life. Sometimes it's not about the money. It's about setting precedents and creating awareness and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know nothing about, she could be a doctor and make $200,000 a year or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what her situation is, but some things are not just about money. If somebody's saying this occurred to me, sometimes you want to make an example out of people. And that could be her situation. Again, I'm not her attorney. I can't really speak on her behalf, but I did see some comments when I posted it saying stuff like, oh, how come over 250? Maybe she didn't really care about the money, you know? Who cares? Like, what does that have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird because, like, what does that have to do with the accusation? What does that have to do with the actual case? How much money she got for it when she ain't sharing it with you? She ain't splitting the money with you. Why do you even care? Like, bruh, why do you care how much money she made? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of weak dudes. There's a lot of weak men, and it shows. And your mentality is really not going to get you that far. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I see a lot of people pocket watching and worried about her settlement amount and things like that. You should be worried about, why is there a professional athlete and he has these allegations, you know? So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. But Conor was found liable, found guilty. And as of me recording this video, he got to pay. So he was supposed to fight Michael Chandler. That fell apart. Then Chandler just lost to Oliveira. Who knows? Who knows if and when Conor McGregor comes back? But it couldn't be me, man. Like, you making all that money and then you just wasting money on court cases and frivolous things that were easily avoidable, especially if you're married. You know what I mean? Like, you're married. You shouldn't even have this. You shouldn't even be getting crossed up in these type of situations. But, you know, partying and binging and drinking and people doing substance abuse and who knows, celebrity stuff. Let me know what you guys think.